everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tiffany Benson, one part of Team Benson, and today we're going to start with a garden tour because I have so much going on in my garden that I haven't been able to really share it with you guys because I've been doing other things. But today I want to do a full garden tour just so that you can see how my winter/early spring garden is doing. So today we're going to start on this side of the garden in the tour because just because I have a lot of things going on right there, and I always start with the herb side, so I'm going to do the opposite side this time. So first up, guys, let's looking at the table. I have the lemon grass, which I need to come in and harvest. I'll probably do that tomorrow. I'm past harvesting my lemongrass, but it'll still make some great tea and some great stock as it dries out. And then the other thing I have up here are some flowers, and then I also have some celery. Now, many people have asked me about growing celery in small spaces because, you know, celery can get pretty huge, but you can grow anything pretty much anywhere. It may not grow as large as some of the other celeries that you might see at the grocery store, but it'll still grow pretty big, and giving it the sunlight, giving it the water that it needs, and fertilizing it would allow you to grow more in a small space. So a lot of the theme that you're going to hear throughout this video is this will allow you to grow more in a small space, because I like to tuck in as many things as I possibly can, and usually if you just give things enough water and give things enough fertilizer, they'll grow pretty decently for you to where they're a size. They may not be a huge size where if you had them on a huge farm, but you'll still get a harvest out of it, and you'll still get something to eat. And that is the important thing, because when you have a small space garden, you don't want to sacrifice the amount of variety just because you have a small space. In fact, just pack a bunch of different things in there and you'll just have a smaller harvest of said tons of varieties. So next up, I have my runner beans, guys, and look, they are finally starting to move and creep and crawl up the trellis. So I'm pretty excited about that. These are scarlet red runner beans. Then I have some turnip greens right next to it. Those are finally starting to get a thicker stalk on them and grow some bigger leaves. And then over here, I have my snow peas. And then I have my broccoli, which, look in here, guys. I'm so excited about that. It is getting some broccoli heads on them. So I have my broccoli. Oh, also tucked in here, I have some cilantro. And then I have my giant tomato plant. Like, look at how big this thing is, guys. And it is full of tomatoes. If we come up in here, trying to see if I can not get all the leaves, but there are tomatoes here. There are tomatoes, oh, we're all caught. There are tomatoes all in there, all up there. They're just everywhere on here. And then we have some more broccoli on this side, and then also another cilantro right in the middle. So speaking of my giant tomato plant, which is right there, I want to take a minute and pause and tell you guys about how I expand my growing space. Now, when you have a small space, vertical gardening is going to be your best friend. Now, whether that's on trellises, whether it's on an arch trellis or chicken wire, or just using like a tunnel or a tomato cage, anything like that. One thing that I love using is my Mighty Crop. Now, not only do I like using it because they're a small business, and I think that they really believed in my channel before I believed in my channel, because they were a part of my first giveaway that I ever had on my channel. And they actually gave away a Mighty Crop system so that people could use them. But having one of these allows me to be able to grow this massive tomato plant. Like, look at that, guys. It is completely massive without having a huge tomato cage taking up more room around it. And I'm able to tuck away the vines, keep it nice and tight, and like I said, not have a giant tomato cage taking up so much space. So then below it, my broccoli and my cilantro is still getting a lot of light and enough to grow. Now, I am an affiliate of Mighty Crop, so if you guys want to grow stuff in your small space garden and grow it vertically, make sure you use my code Team Benson because it'll give you 10% off. Now, back to what's in this bed. So one thing we loved all winter long was this Malabar spinach. Now it never really got super tall because I topped it like twice and I'm looking forward to growing this completely in the summertime because it's supposed to do really, really well in the summer. Now I'm starting to get the berries on them, which this is how I get seeds. This is what I've been waiting for, are these little black berries, because I've wanted to get seeds to this plant because they're hard to find and I would love to share it with you guys. And if all of these little berries produce seeds, I will have a ton. Now tucked away in the corner, I have one kohlrabi. I have some more of those going inside for the actual spring garden, but I got that one from the AZ Worm Farm and I'm excited about trying it out. Now I have some more snow peas here, so I'm hoping that they grow out before it gets too hot. Now guys, I have been enjoying this nice little warm weather we've been having lately here in Arizona. It's supposed to warm up over the next couple of weeks, but the problem is that I might not be able to really grow out some of my winter vegetables because they need cold air and not really high temps in order to be able to really grow out. So my beans and my cabbage, those are I'm a little bit worried about, but we're going to continue to grow them and see how they go. And I meant my peas, not my beans. Beans I have not put out yet. So that's a little bit of a worry. I mean, today it is 75 degrees and granted, it's beautiful. I'm loving it, but I am a little bit worried about it. Now, one thing that is loving the actual warmer temperatures is my bell pepper plant. This is a yellow bell, and as you can see, I have one bell pepper here, and then I have another one coming in right there, and then I have some little buds coming in over here on this one. Now this plant, it did not love the cold weather, but it continued to grow. But one of the things that I had to check the leaves for, and I try and check them at least every couple of days, are aphids. And all I do is I turn over the leaves. If I see a leaf tilted like this, I open it, because this morning this one was covered in aphids. And all I did was just take a hard gust of water and just spray it down, and that has kept the plant from getting destroyed by the aphids. So no harsh chemicals, just some water, and you can keep your plants going. Now moving right along, I still miss that tomato plant, but this one is starting to finally grow in a little bit healthier and flower. So I'll talk to you guys a little bit in a second about what I did to get that one healthy, because if you guys remember, there was another one right there that died, but this one is starting to get healthy and it's starting to flower, so hopefully it'll give me some beefsteak tomatoes soon. Now down here I have some radishes that are coming in. I randomly plant radishes because they don't take that long to grow out. So if you just randomly plant them, you can always have a harvest of radishes. And then I also have some cabbage here and right there. Now these I planted from seed, so I don't know if they're going to be able to make it by springtime and be able to head up before it gets too warm. But if anything, we can just use the outer leaves for cabbage wraps. So something went wrong with that tomato plant that I had to take out, and the one actually right behind me too as well. I think it was I used too strong of a fertilizer, and I think somehow it ended up giving my soil kind of like a fungus. What I did to kind of counteract that is I mixed like two tablespoons to a gallon of water of hydrogen peroxide, and you want to make sure that you get food grade hydrogen peroxide. And I just mixed it with some water and I treated the soil. I made sure not to splash it all over the plant so I didn't burn the plant leaves, but I treated the soil around it, and over time it fixed the problem. So if you guys catch a problem early enough, or if you see that there's especially like some type of fungal infection or like an like an infection going on in your soil where your plants are just drooping for no reason and you can't understand why, try that out. That was another way I treated this big bed when my pepper plants got the black spots on them, which is a horrible, horrible disease. You actually have to rip out the plants, and I've been treating that bed for a while. So luckily my pepper plants have been doing well. It's been about 1.5 years since I've planted a pepper plant in here, and I have the bell peppers and I have the shishito peppers, and so far so good. So I think that the treatment has worked, and by using it on that tomato plant, it recovered a lot quicker to where I didn't have to rip out all the tomato plants. I just lost 2 out of 3. So this is like the most random section ever. I just basically put some stuff in here and it got destroyed by the rodents, and some of them didn't, so I just left them, and then they didn't like the cold weather, so it was just kind of weird. But I have some bush beans here. That one needs to come out. I think it's done. That one back there I don't think is going to flower. That right there is a pepper. Not sure what type of, oh, it's a bell pepper. And then right here is a bell pepper. And then in the middle is a Brussels sprout. And then over there, I have some Kentucky Wonders that I think I'm going to end up ripping out, putting Kentucky Wonder somewhere else, and putting my loofah right there. But I think it's funny, guys, that this one and there's another bean plant that I have. They're the only 2 bush bean plants that I have. They're flowering. So that means they're going to make like 5 green beans. But you know what? I'll take them because I can still throw them in a soup. Now over here is my medicinal herb bed. So I have some hyssop. I have some chamomile right here. I have catnip right here. And then in the back, just filling space, I have some radishes. So those radishes will be coming up as soon as they're done bulbing up, and then I'll put the rest of the medicinal herbs in there. Over here now is my dill. My dill is going crazy, and it's already big and bushy. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that I said I think I planted too much dill. Well, this is the start of it. Dill can get really, really huge, but I think that this is going to be great for the caterpillars when, you know, we've used it all, because you can only use so much dill. So back behind here we have a little bean plant that was kind of an experiment. It had 2 others that died, so I think I'm going to end up pulling that one and just get the spot ready for my midget cantaloupe. Now over here is my interesting one, guys. This is the dragon tail radish. Now these are the little pods that grow on them. Now these are going to be the things that you eat. So I'm pretty excited about that. And if each one of these flowers makes a little pod, I'm going to have a lot of these, especially because I planted a whole little planter of them. Now my tomato that I transplanted is also doing really well. It's finally starting to get a little bitty tomato on it, and some new flowers are popping up on it too as well. And I think over here getting some more tomatoes. So I think this one is a cherry tomato one. And then this is what I was talking about, guys. Look at this. I have 2 green beans. 2 green beans. And then there's some more celery in here too as well. So I find that hilarious because my green bean plants gave me just hell this year. This year I did not get any green beans. I was super sad about it because green beans are something that we usually can grow during the fall. And I will have a ton of green beans, and I make green bean casserole, and I make just sauteed green beans, and it's so nice to have fresh green beans. And one, I don't even know what variety that is. I think it is a dragon tongue bush bean. And 2, how dare it just grow me 2 green beans? What am I supposed to do with 2 green beans? But, you know, like I said, I'll throw them in a stew or a soup or something like that, or throw them in a veggie roast. If ever you get just one or two vegetables, all you gotta do is just throw them in a veggie roast and it makes sense. Before leaving the back area, I have another Malabar spinach that is starting to get some berries on it, so that's exciting. And then I also have another shishito plant that this one, it's growing good, but I think I should have thinned it more because this one has 3 plants in it. And I think once I get all of the shishitos off of it, I'm gonna thin it down to 1 or 2. And I need to start getting these little planters empty because I'm gonna plant some flowers. Now over here I have an eggplant. This one is an Ichabod eggplant. The eggplant over here is growing, already has an eggplant on it, but this one is starting to get some flowers, so I'm excited about that. And then I have my shishito peppers that just keep us in. So many shishitos. Like, just so many, guys. You guys remember I just harvested from this one about like 2 or 3 days ago. And already it's just covered in shishito peppers. And then I have 2 tomato plants back here. One is a Bonnie's Original and one is a Super Sweet 100. So these are starting to grow up nicely. I can't wait till they completely fill this little arch trellis, our little door trellis, because I think that's going to be really, really pretty. But so far I have one little tomato on it. Not sure which plant has it, but there's one tomato. And then I have my flat leaf parsley here that we use a ton. And I have some jalapenos back here. There's a jalapeno. And then it's starting to grow a lot of jalapenos. And over there is growing some more jalapenos too as well. And then I have the eggplant, which I'm going to need to come in here and harvest because it is ready. And it already has some more flowers on it. Shishito pepper is taking over the eggplant space. And then I have my bush tomato too as well, and my bush tomato has a lot of tomatoes on it, and they're almost looking like they're getting ready to start blushing. These aren't going to be huge tomatoes, they're kind of like a saladette size, so I think they might get a little bit bigger than that. So I'm actually pretty excited about the comeback of my garden, because if you guys remember, my garden was attacked by rodents. I mean, every single plant was getting eaten and just getting destroyed, and it was making me super sad because for some reason, I just really had a drive this year. Well, I mean, it was 2020. 2020 gave me a really big drive this year to really focus on my garden and make sure I had a lot of things in it. So it was so almost really discouraging, I would just say. I didn't want to use that word, but it was discouraging to have my garden attacked and eaten by everything and losing all of the things that I had planted out. But never give up on it, because even when it seems like it's going to be a rough day, you still will be able to pull through. And my garden has really pulled through and has really been providing us with some nutritional things coming out of it. So that's been really exciting. But let's go see the Brassica bed, because it's gotten pretty nice and I've been enjoying the greens coming out of that. Before walking down, I almost forgot this little rosemary that I planted here, just in one of the hanging pots. I'm trying to get as much herbs in places that I can. So we have the artichoke that I, still don't know how to grow artichoke, but we'll just see what happens with it. And then we have some carrots here that I need to go through and fill in some more carrot seeds, because not all of them germinated. I have my cabbage. Now these ones are starting, this one's starting to grow like a little bit of a head, and so are these, the little ones. So hopefully the sun and the warmth doesn't make them not head up. And then back behind there, my Swiss chard is finally starting to get a lot bigger. And then my kale, guys. Look at how pretty this kale is. We've been able to make some kale chips and just saute some kale with tomatoes, which has been really good. And then I have some more Swiss chard. And then I have some mustard greens coming in here. And then I also have some collard greens. Now my collard greens are starting to get some bug bites. So what I want to do is put the netting over this. After filming the garden tour, I'm going to put the netting back over it. So then that way I can keep protecting those collard greens. And then I have my lettuce for Taco Tuesday, and then also some spinach right here. So I keep coming back over here when I talk to you guys because the sun is bright. It's like 78 degrees out right now, which is crazy. Everybody in San Diego is saying that it was like 80 degrees, and I'm like, what? How are you guys warmer than Arizona? And then Arizona was like, wait, hold on, we're hot? Okay, going back up, temperature's going up. But anyways, so one of the things with the warmer temperatures is going to bring out those little caterpillars and those things that are going to start munching on your green leafy things. So having just the tunnel and the row cover over top of it is really going to help to protect that. And I'm going to put it back on there and show it to you guys, so just so you guys can see what it looks like. So that's what it looks like. It just creates a little tunnel and you just put the netting over it. And it's amazing how something so simple and just so basic can then protect your crops to where then you don't have to douse them in any type of pesticide or don't get tempted to when you have an organic garden. Now also below here I have some more cabbage, and then I also have the, I can never say this word, guys, it's the that. So I have 3 of these in pots that I'm waiting to head up to as well. And then up here I have my peppermint, I have my mojito mint, and then I have some herbs. I have mostly thyme and then some Thai basil, and I think that one is a lemon thyme. Now for my kitchen herb bed. Now I have some chives that are needing to grow back because we made some more chive butter, and then I have some sweet marjoram, which is out of control and I need to harvest, and then I have some oregano, some lemon thyme there, lemon thyme there. In the middle here, this is another one I can't say. It is the Chevelle, and this one actually, guys, is really good on chicken. So if you guys are looking for something else to give your chicken a different flavor, this one's really good on it. And then I have some parsley and I have some rosemary. I have rosemary here too. This Tuscan rosemary I love to use in just stews because it kind of holds up without breaking down. And then I also have some sage. And then I think next year I'm not going to plant just variegated sages and purple sages. I'm just going to stick to the garden sage because that grew out very well for me, and those ones I've been having a struggle with, and they taste exactly the same. And then I have some more German thyme back there and some more parsley. Now, one thing you'll see a big increase in my garden is going to be a lot more herbs and a lot more medicinal plants, because I want to make sure that I really increase my medicine cabinet, and I'm cooking with fresh herbs every day. So the healthier that you keep your body, then the healthier you're going to be just kind of overall. And if you guys remember, food is medicine, and whatever you're putting into your body, that's going to be the result that you get out. So if you put different things in your body, chemical medications are originally derived from herbs and plants. It's just that they have added chemicals to them. So what makes them work is that you're using it over time, and that long period of time kind of keeps your body stable, like if you have high blood pressure or high cholesterol or something like that. Well, the same premise is if you're just eating what you should be eating and eating those natural herbs and those natural medicines, if you're eating them on a regular basis, it's going to keep your body at a status to where it's healthy. And just by continuing to cook with those and continuing to consume those, it's just going to keep you healthier over time. So, and it'll decrease your chances of having to take any other type of medications or different things like that. We don't even take Tylenol in this house. If we have a headache, we will make something for it and drink it, and that is fine. So you can really maintain your health, guys, by just really focusing on what you're putting in your body and keeping your body at a state to where it's healthy. Last thing I'm going to show you guys are my Dollar Tree Stackables. So I have the bok choy here, which if you guys remember, I just harvested, and look, it's already growing back and it's already looking really nice. And then I have parsley up on this one, and I have spinach all the way down here on these ones. And then over here, I have just my little baby lettuces, which looks so cute. And I have some red romaine lettuce. And then these ones are just a butter crunch. And then I think I have a freckled lettuce in here too. And then I have some chives, garlic chives down there. And then my tree, it's losing all of its leaves, but it is growing a ton of flowers. So also, so I don't forget to show you guys, it's in my messy corner of my garden, but I have my aloe, and I'm really trying to let the aloe grow out so that I can use it consistently for my hair, because if you guys haven't seen my other videos, I use aloe as a conditioner for my hair. But it has given me a lot of little pups, and I'm just kind of letting it grow and letting it do its thing. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough of my small space city desert garden here in Phoenix, Arizona. I love being able to share my garden with you guys and help you guys grow. And if you guys have gardens that you're growing right now, tell me down in the comments what you guys are growing. I have decided that I am going to do a seed giveaway when we hit 2K subscribers. We've been getting a lot of subscribers. So I'm doing the medicinal one when we get to 2.5, and I'm going to do a cool seed giveaway, which is what I'm going to call it, because I've gotten a lot of really cool seeds in that I think that you guys would have fun growing too. So I'm gonna do a cool seed giveaway, and I will tell you guys tomorrow what's gonna be in that cool seed giveaway. But until next time, make sure you guys are growing yourselves gardens, because even a small space can provide you with tons of food. Bye guys.